Hello Year 4, welcome back to day 2. I'm going to start off today by going through yesterday's answers. So you can pause the video and have a look at my workings out. But question number 1, his total points was 1,353. Number 2, the teachers got 63 cakes. And finally, question number 3, the total amount of insects was 20,055. Okay, question number 3, you had to fill in some missing digits. Not question number 3, I've just done that one, haven't I? I mean question number 4. You had to fill in the missing digits. So I'm going to go through this one together and then you can mark your work as we go. So this first calculation, okay, I noticed that it is an addition, okay. So like with all calculations, I need to start with my ones. So I've got something, add 6, and the answer is 5 ones. So I know, okay, that I can't add anything to 6 to equal 5, because I would have to subtract, which means, okay, that I would have needed to have regrouped. So the answer would have been 15. Okay, so I need to think, well, what do I add to 6 to get 15? That would be 9. So I'm going to put 9 in my ones column. Then looking at my tens, okay, I've got 3 tens, add 4 tens, which is 7 tens, but now I've got this regrouped tens as well, so that will be 8 tens there. Okay, and then finally, I've got 700s plus something equals 0 hundreds. Which once again, I know can't happen, okay, but I also noticed that I've got a 1,000 digits, but no thousands to add, which shows me once again that I would have regrouped, okay, so I'd have my 1,000 there. So then going back to my hundreds, okay, need to think 700s plus what equals 10 hundreds, which would then be 300, okay. Second one here, I notice this time it's a subtraction. So I've got something, subtract 2 equals 4 ones. So using my knowledge, okay, that could be 6. 6 ones, subtract 2 ones equals 4 ones. Moving on to my tens. I've got 4 tens, subtract something equals 9 tens. Okay, I know that if I take anything away from 4, I can't get 9, which shows me that I would have needed to have exchanged. Okay, so I would have exchanged 100s for 10 tens. So now I've got 14 tens, subtract something, leaving me with 9 tens, which would be 5 tens. Okay, and then finally I've got 200s, subtract something equals something. Okay, so I know that this would be 100, leaving me with an answer of 100. Okay, because the only other digit I could have put in here was 2. Then if I do 200s, subtract 200, this would be 0 hundreds. And so therefore I wouldn't have the 0 there. So that means that it must be 1. Okay, for this question, if you manage to find any other solutions, please make sure you pop it onto Purple Mash so we can have a look. Okay, question number 5 was another how many ways, okay, and hopefully you managed to get maybe level 2 or level 3. Question number 6, okay, you had to explain the mistake. So mistake number 1 was not regrouped the hundreds and tens. Okay, so what they've done is just 2 tens, subtract 5 tens, thinking that it's 3 tens, which obviously it's not. Mistake number 2, they've not aligned the digits accurately. Okay, so my 56, my 5 tens and 6 ones, okay, they've actually put the 6 ones in line with the tens and the 5 tens in line with the hundreds, which obviously affects the answer. And then mistake number 3, when subtracting 12 tens here and 5 tens, they got the answer 8. But actually should be 7. So the answer to the calculation should be 572. And then hopefully some of you managed to have a go at the optional extra task, okay, which was a bit of a reasoning problem solving task for you to complete. Okay, there are lots of different answers that you could have had, so I'm obviously not going to go through all of them. But the top row, okay, so this number, add this number and this number, would total, not this number, sorry, because obviously all three together would total 1,200, but this number and this number would need to equal 303. The middle row, so these two numbers would need to add together to get 368. And then finally the bottom row, these two numbers, okay, or two boxes would need to total 438. Today, our focus is going to be looking at the next two operations, which are multiplication and division. So I'm going to start off today just by recapping the methods, okay, to make sure that they are fresh in our minds, and then we'll be applying them to some problems. So here I've got the calculation 526 multiplied by 7, okay. So once again, I'm going to start with the ones. So 6 ones times 7 is 42 ones, okay. Once again, 42 ones I can't have in my ones column, so I need to regroup, okay. So leaving me with 2 ones, and then I'm going to take my 40 ones and regroup them for 4 tens. So just popping that underneath my tens column. Next, I've got 2 tens multiplied by 7, okay, which would be 14 tens. And then I need to remember to add on the regrouped tens, okay. So 14 tens, add 4 tens is 18 tens. Sorry, 18 tens. So my tens, I've got 8, and then I'm going to take 10 of them and regroup them for 100. Okay, and then finally 500s, so multiplied by 7, okay, is 3500s. Add on my regrouped hundreds is 3600s. Okay, 600 regroup, okay, for my 3000, leaving me with the answer 3,682. Okay, and then a division calculation. So I've got 1,724 divided by 6. Okay, so first of all, if I'm dividing by 6, that tells me that I need my 6 times tables. Okay, so I'm just going to write out my 6 times table just down the side, okay, so that I can refer back to it when I'm doing the calculation. Okay, so 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, and 60. Okay, I'm probably not going to need to go any higher. Okay, so this time, okay, when we're doing division, we don't start with the ones. Okay, so I'm going to start with my largest value, okay, which is my 1,000. And I've got 1, okay, 1 divided by 6, okay. 1 doesn't go into 6, okay, so that means that I then need to look at the next digit as well. So then I've got 17, okay, so I need to do 17 divided by 6, okay, so this is where I can use my times tables. How many lots of 6 can fit into 17, okay, without going over 17? So, okay, so 6, 12, 18. So 18 is a bit too far because 18 is larger than 17. Okay, so that tells me that 17 divided by 6, 6 can go into 17 twice, so 2 lots. So I'm going to put my 2 up here. Okay, if we remember then, after I've done my dividing, I then need to multiply. Okay, so 2 times 6 is 12. So I just put that underneath. After I've multiplied, I then subtract. Okay, so 17 subtract 12 is 5. Okay, and then once I subtract, can you remember? Let's hope so. Bring it down. Okay, so I'm going to bring that 2 down, which then leaves me with 52. Okay, so now I'm back to my divide. 52 divided by 6. So how many times does 6 fit into 52? Okay, without going over the 52. So let's go down my 6 times tables. Okay, 48 still fits, 54 too big. Okay, so how many lots is this? I can then count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it tells me that I pop the 8 there. After I've done the divide, multiply. So 8 times 6, already got that there, is 48. Okay, then back to our subtract. 52 subtract 48. Okay, need to do some exchanging here. Leaving me with 4. and then bring it down. Okay, now I've got 44 left. 44 divided by 6. How many times does 6 fit into 44? Okay, equally. Let's go down my 6 times tables. Oh, 36, 42, 48. Oh, that's too far. So back to 42. Okay, which is 7 lots. Okay, 7 times 6 I know is 42. Do my subtract. Okay, leave me with 2. Okay, 2 divided by 6 isn't going to work. Okay, so that tells me that I've then got a remainder of 2. So the answer is 287, remainder 2. Okay, if you're still not feeling very confident with this method, please check back at week 4's videos, on YouTube, okay, because we're going through this method in a lot more detail, okay, so remember to refer back to there if you need to. Right, let's now apply this to some problems. So, Sarah is having a charity event. She manages to sell 258 tickets. Each ticket costs £7. Oh dear, have you spotted my error there? Should have an S. How much money did she raise from the tickets? Okay, pause the video and have a go. Okay, so I can tell that this is a multiplication question, so I need to do 258 multiplied by 7. Okay, so starting off with my ones, 8 ones times 7 is 56 ones. Okay, so I've got 6 ones, regroup 50 of them for 5 tens. Okay, 5 tens multiplied by 7 is 35 tens, and the 5 tens there is 40 tens. Okay, so then my 40 tens I'm going to regroup for 400s, leaving me with no tens. 200 multiplied by 7, okay, is 1400s. Add on the regrouped hundreds of 4, giving me 1800s. Okay, so I've got 800s, regroup 10 of them for 1,000. Okay, so that means that how much money did she raise from the tickets? Okay, she raised £1,806, which is very right. Good. Next question. Mr. Bean the farmer makes 1,824 bottles of apple juice to sell. He packs them in boxes of 4, and then the boxes are packed into 7 vans. How many boxes are packed into each van? How many are left? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so for this question, the first thing I did was underlined all of the important information. Okay, I then knew that I needed to divide 1,824 bottles into boxes of 4. Okay, so then I completed the division, okay, giving me the answer of 456. Okay, so it tells me that there are 456 boxes. Okay, those boxes are then packed into 7 vans. Okay, so I then have to do 456 divided by 7. Okay, which then gave me the answer 65. Okay, remainder 1. Okay, so there are 65 boxes in each van with 1 box left over. So today, for your task, okay, I'll put a picture of these at the end. You have to start off with 5 word problems, okay, for you to have a go at. Then I have, okay, a bit similar to yesterday, some reasoning and problem solving tasks for you. Okay, so you've got 3 of those, and then there's an optional extra if you'd like to have a go. Check back tomorrow where I'll go through the answers. Should you wish to complete some mental maths today, please continue watching the video for the questions. You will need to look carefully at the calculations and decide whether to use a mental or written method. Remember to set yourself a timer for 5 minutes and to pause the video. Good luck! Now you have finished, continue watching for the answers.